awordwithyou.com. That's awordwithyou.com. A Word With You is a feature of Ron Hutchcraft Ministries. Thanks for listening.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Warning of a surge upon a surge of coronavirus infections, Dr. Anthony Fauci is not without hope. He tells ABC's This Week a vaccine is right on the horizon, with distribution likely to begin by the middle or toward the end of next month.
As for skepticism about the vaccines,
the process of the development of this vaccine has been one that has been scientifically sound. Safety has not been compromised. Scientific integrity has not been compromised. And the process of determining whether it works, whether it's safe and effective, has been independent by independent bodies and transparent.
That report from correspondent Ben Thomas. More than 93,000 people now hospitalized for COVID-19 in the U.S., and that is a record. They'll make another run at passing a coronavirus relief package. Members of Congress returning to Capitol Hill for a truncated year-end session. Other items on the agenda, $1.4 trillion catch-all spending package, defense policy, and a final batch of judicial nominees. Also at srnnews.com, don't be surprised to see Joe Biden hobbling around with a boot on his right foot for the next several weeks. He fractured that foot over the weekend.
Biden's office says he suffered the injury on Saturday while playing with one of his dogs. The Biden camp says he visited an orthopedist in Delaware on Sunday afternoon. Biden's doctor, Kevin O'Connor, says a scan found tiny fractures of two small bones in the middle of Biden's right foot.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. December 7th, the day that young scholars will start returning to New York City's public schools. In-person classes to resume under a phased reopening plan outlined by Mayor Bill de Blasio. Wall Street, Dow futures down 215. This is SRN News. Pro-family advocates blasting a new documentary.
Transhood, a play on the word parenthood, comes from HBO Max, and it celebrates the lives of 4 transgender children and the moms and dads who are raising them. Dr. Michelle Cretella of the American College of Pediatrics tells the Christian Post, quote, "When we tell children, parents, or the general public that you can be born in the wrong body, that is science fiction, and it is gaslighting. We abuse children psychologically in this way." Michael Harrington, SRN News.
Pro-life Catholics want church leaders to draw a line in the sand. Kristen Hawkins, president of Students for Life of America, says priests and bishops need to be blunt in condemning Catholic politicians who support abortion. She says this pretense that ending preborn life is negotiable with the church creates chaos and confusion. It also gives women who know that abortion is wrong the permission they're looking for. This is SRN News. President Trump continuing to allege there was tremendous cheating in the presidential election.
In his first TV interview since the election, the president told Maria Bartiromo of Fox News that the election was stolen.
This election was rigged. This election was a total fraud.
And Mr. Trump claimed his team has plenty of evidence to overturn the election.
We're trying to put the evidence in, and the judges won't allow us to do it.
He said he hopes there's a path forward to victory, but that it will take a brave judge or a brave state legislature for that to happen. Greg Clugston, the White House.
A brightly burning meteor was seen plunging from the sky across wide areas of Japan over the weekend, capturing attention on TV and in social media. The meteor glowed strongly as it rapidly descended through the Earth's atmosphere. Many people in western Japan reported on social media seeing that rare sight. More details at srnnews.com.
This is the WVVC story behind the song.
Hey, this is Dave from Sidewalk Prophets, and this is the story behind our brand new single, Smile.
There's a bigger plan, the storm only lasts for a while, so smile.
Smile speaks to making joy a priority. Whether you're on the pinnacle of a mountain, in a valley of deep despair, or facing the trials of every day, God's love is all around us, and that's reason enough to get up and smile.
There's always a reason to always choose joy. There's something deeper that the world can't destroy.
After all, the more you laugh, the more you heal the heart. My name's Dave Fry from Sidewalk Prophets, and that's the story behind our brand new song, Smile.
There's a bigger plan. You've got a reason to smile when you think you
Breakfast Club weather forecast.
Hello, everyone. I am Kevin James with a quick check of your WVVC weather forecast. For today, Monday, our last day of November, it will be cloudy and windy with a good chance for rain. There is a potential for heavy rainfall as our highs will be in the low 50s. For tonight, it will be rainy and windy with lows in the mid 40s. For tomorrow, Tuesday, our first day of December, it will be windy with a chance for showers. Our highs will be in the upper 40s. For Tuesday night, evening showers will transition to just cloudy skies on the overnight. Our lows will be near 30. For the long-range outlook, as we head into December, we will see seasonable temperatures with chances for rain and snow showers. With your weather forecast, I'm Kevin James on WVVC Utica, New York.
And your weather forecast brought to you by Forever Leather in the New Hartford Shopping Center.
Charlie Seeley and his herd of leather goods.
Yes.
You got all sorts of moo things.
Yes, moo things.
Hats, coats, jackets, gloves.
Cowhide of all kinds.
You're going to be needing those gloves pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. 315-734-0922, located in the New Hartford Shopping Center, and it is a toasty 36 degrees outside. Almost 37.
We're going to be on our way over 50 degrees. It's going to be pretty windy, maybe some rains.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Some rains coming down, but actually for the last day of November.
Yeah. Bill Cardis, the meteorologist for WKTV, went so far as to say we could have dangerous travel this afternoon. It's going to be just so windy.
That windy? Oh.
Yes, so keep that in mind. 2 hands firmly on the steering wheel when you are driving this afternoon. Make sure your wipers work.
Yeah,
so
reef your sails.
There you go.
It's going to be windy.
There you go. Cyber Monday today. Yes. So today is the day that people go online and try to find their best sales on Amazon or wherever they go. I want to encourage everybody, if you are going online to find a good deal, lots of local businesses with websites that do that e-commerce.
Yes, indeedy.
Absolutely.
Did you have a great Thanksgiving?
I did. And, it's been so long since I've been away from this console. It's like...
I know. I know. It's like we're back, and what do we do?
Yeah. It was a week ago we sat here, so holy cow. So, yeah, I just want to say good morning to everybody in the Mohawk Valley. The Word Christian Center down in Mohawk, now made the decision to support us, so that's awesome. I want to give a shout-out to them this morning.
That's fantastic.
Yes, and we are on the air now in Gloversville, Johnstown, Saratoga Springs.
Yes.
Yes, if you're listening to us on 90.9, good morning to you folks, too.
Yes. Thank you for joining us.
Great to have you along. So let's get things started this morning.
All righty. We are going to be, it's not going to be all that bad a day out there. It's going to be like in the 50s again. So
in the 50s?
In the 50s. But
yeah.
It's going to be a bit on the breezy side.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But it is a great day to thank the Lord.
Amen.
Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for a new opportunity to praise you. We pray, Lord, for health and wisdom. And Father, we pray as we enter this day that we hear your word, walk in your steps, that we be filled with your Holy Spirit and manifest your greatness, your goodness, and your love here on this earth. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
First on your FM dial, WVVC Dolesville, Utica, Rome. Inspo Radio 88.1 FM.
trust myself. I say I'm found in you. People ask, where does my story end? I say it starts with you. I know you want my heart, my bruises and my scars. I'm coming as I am. I know you want my heart, my bruises and my scars. I'm coming as I am, the only way I can. I can't forget from where I've come and what my heart's been rescued from. Yeah, when they ask me who I owe my whole life to, I point to you. I point to you. I point to you. I point to you.
So we are Messengers, WVVC 88.1 FM, and a cool start to the morning in the 30s. It's a little chilly out
It's
there.
not too bad, you know. I mean, for the last day of November, I mean, it is better than seasonal average.
You know how Facebook shows you your memories? You know, every day.
Oh, yeah,
you get
yeah.
that. You know, look back.
Here's
Well,
how good you looked 3 years ago.
Yes, exactly.
And here's what you look like today.
Well, 2 years ago on this day, we had a nice heavy snow pack outside that window.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty happy with today.
Yes.
I cannot lie. I'm not a big fan of snow, especially on this hill. All right, so let's get to the headlines.
Now, your local headlines from the Breakfast Club.
So now, I didn't mention this, but today, and we're going to be talking about this when we talk about the holidays that we celebrate, today is National Meth Awareness Day.
National Meth Awareness Day.
Yes, and I'd like to use that as the intro.
I think I have some tenants.
Yeah,
that
we're
are
celebrating. Celebrating. Well, Whitesboro police busted a meth lab on Main Street in Whitesboro. After responding to a burglary call, the Whitesboro Police Chief Jason Bewley says they found a fully operational meth lab inside a home, 56 Main Street in Whitesboro. Does that address sound familiar at all?
Kind of.
Yeah, because they actually busted a meth lab there back in June.
No kidding.
It is time again, apparently. They're celebrating the day.
It's not a lab, it's a factory.
It's a factory. The police responded to that home around 3 a.m. after a neighbor called to report what she believed to be a burglary. When they arrived, they found another person arguing with the neighbor that called 911 in the driveway. Officer noticed damages to the rear door of one of the apartments. That person was detained and taken into custody. They have been charged with criminal mischief. Police searched the home to see if there were any intruders, but they did not find intruders. They found other things.
Criminal crystallization.
Chief Bewley said that the person that lives there was charged for that June incident, was just recently put in jail on a bench warrant, so the owner of the place is already behind bars. Investigation ongoing, additional charges pending.
Oh, boy.
Yes. And continuing the same...
As things are speeding along, shall we say?
Yeah. Continuing that same concept here. Utica man facing charges after damaging vehicles in the Oneida County Sheriff's Office parking lot just after they were released from jail.
Oh, no. I'm going to walk out the door and beat on some cars. Maybe he missed a place he wanted to go back in, huh?
Yeah.
Can you give me a ride to jail?
Must have been warm in there, you know. It's cold outside, people. According to Sheriff Rob Mayfield, James W. Yelly of 35 years old of Utica, just been released from OCJ when he was caught by staff members damaging vehicles in the parking lot. Just before 9, this happened Friday night. He damaged a total of 3 different vehicles before he was confronted by staff. During the confrontation, he spit on a staff member while being taken into custody. So this guy seems to be
a real winner.
Yeah.
Maybe he was sampling the meth down there in Main Street in Whitesboro.
Get this. New York State bail reform laws mandated that he be released with an appearance ticket.
Oh, brother. I wonder if they had to give him a ride.
Bring him a hot coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sheriff says that Once they receive the estimate of the damages from the vehicle owners, they will more likely be upgrading the charge to felony criminal mischief. Once the damage exceeds $250, it gets upgraded. More than likely, there will be a felony charge for each of the cars. Sheriff Mayfield says that Yelly used an item that was in his personal property to cause damage. His property, of course, given back to him upon release.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if they escorted him off the premises. You know, you're out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
Do not go back to jail.
Yeah. Sorry, you can't come back here. Unreal. And in All COVID All the Time news, students in the New York Mill School District will learn from home today. Okay, this is after a message from the district's website yesterday. It said, due to a positive case amongst one of our students, we will be closed for in-person education and will be participating in fully remote learning tomorrow, which is, of course, today, November 30th, in order to assist the Department of Health in contact tracing.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, good stuff. So,
Contact tracing kids.
Yes. So, folks, if you are a student in New York Mills, you get to spend the day learning from
Finding out where you were.
Today. Exactly. Exactly.
And reporting it.
And the Gloversville Common Council approved their $18.08 million 2021 city budget that keeps the property taxes flat while maintaining services at their current levels. The 2021 city budget totals approximately $18.8 million, just down over 3% from the current year's $18.71 million budget. A budget that went down? Holy cow. The budget includes anticipated revenues estimated at $16.48 million to be balanced by $1.6 million fund to balance the allocation. Current year's budget features revenues at $17.14 million. Anticipated use of the $1.56 million from the city fund balance. And that's your local headlines from WVVC. It is that time. It is celebration time.
What do we got? What do you got besides meth?
Yeah, besides meth. Well, off the top, we did mention earlier today is Cyber Monday. Perfect day to buy online from local retailers. Yeah, it's a perfect day for that.
And so you can go get a mask.
That's right.
A COVID mask.
A COVID mask. And one of my favorite days, it is National Give Space Day.
Give
Stay back.
space.
Stay back. Stay back.
You can't take any space?
No space. Give space.
You give space.
That's
okay,
right.
but actually there's a lot of space out there. You know, especially like between here and Jupiter, say?
That's a lot of space out there,
yeah.
too, yes.
Al, you can have some. All right, you know what? I'll give you a yard of space there.
Yay! It is also National Mason Jar Day.
National Mason Jars. I have seen a few of those.
Yes, I bet you have.
Because Miss Kimmy has been busy, you know,
yes,
canning pumpkin and whatever else has come in from the garden.
Now, it's also National Moose Day. Now, not the kind that walks on four legs, though. It's MOUSSE, which would be like...
Oh, the dessert.
The dessert.
The
moose.
kind of, it's a...
now, is it the dessert?
Like a whipped pudding?
Or is it the mousse you put in your hair to keep it all spiffy? I don't know. It's mousse. It's
I wouldn't
National
know,
Moose
because
Day.
I'm not spiffy. So.
You're not spiffy. Now, we did mention it is National Meth Awareness
Why
Day.
would you put whipped pudding in your hair?
I don't know. National Meth Awareness Day, so you have that going on today.
Oh, boy.
Today is Computer Security Day, so if you get hacked today, it's completely ironic. Computer Security Day.
Computer security. You mean, like Dominion voting machines.
There you
Those
go.
are like, not secure.
Totally secure, yeah. It is also National Stay at Home Because You're Well Day.
Stay at home because you're well.
Because you are well.
Everybody's staying home because they're well, because they can't go to work because they shut the school down.
Because they shut everything down. And today is also one of those days where we completely ignore 49 states. And today we will be celebrating Mississippi. It is National Mississippi Day.
National Mississippi Day. Oh, boy.
Yay for Mississippi. Woohoo. Yeehaw. All right. Time for your WVVC Gas Tracker, brought to you by Big Dog Motors.
Big Dog Motors. Todd Gookin's got everything you need to keep your wheels rolling smooth. He's got the body shop. He's got the mechanical shop, tow trucks, all that good kind of stuff. If you need an inspection, he can get those done for you. And if you got big boy toys, he can do inspections on big boy toys, too.
That's true. If you want to fly your...
As well as your plebeian mobile.
Fly your Cessna into Big Dog Motors, he can help you out with that. Or maybe not, but still. All right, Big Dog Motors, 315-444-9028 is the number. BigDogMotorsInc.com, the web address. in 4262 Acme Road in Frankfort, where they're located. And hey, being that you can make your appointment online, will that count towards Cyber Monday? I don't know. Very, very interesting. Yeah. Cheapest gas today, Mohawk Fuel, $2.11. Speedway on Commercial Drive near Greenman Ave is $2.18 today. Burn Dairy, $2.19. Speedway on North Genesee Street,
$2.19.
Speedway or Kinney Drugs on Oriskany Boulevard,
$2.19.
And that wraps up the $2.19 club. Though I did get gas down there in Richfield Springs over the holiday weekend, and it was $2.19. $2.19.
Oh.
Sunoco and A Plus on Kellogg Road is $2.23. Those are your cheapest places to get gas today. So what's happening outside the area, Walt?
Well, we're still pushing, trying to count votes, Al. I mean, how long ago was the election? Almost a month ago?
It seems like nearly a month, yeah.
I can count that fast.
Wow, if you can count that fast. Wow.
Then, yeah, it's like, what a...
Wow.
But in association with that, Trump said, we don't have freedom of the press in this country. We have suppression by the press.
Very interesting.
Which I think is quite interesting because, there's all these things that are going on out there that the press can't seem to investigate, but they can try to find out how the quote-unquote president-elect, if you would say, broke his ankle.
Yes.
The poor guy.
Yes. he fractured his ankle or foot or something playing with the dog.
Yeah. So I find it astounding.
Coverage around the clock on all the major networks.
Yes. It's all about, my foot.
we can't cover possible, and we say possible, we've seen the evidence of voter fraud. We can't cover that.
There's huge amounts of evidence of voter fraud all over the place.
But Biden...
none of that gets taken care of.
Biden twists his ankle, and we hear that hour after hour after hour on all the news networks. That's what we got going on.
And even the New York Times is saying that the Democrats have suffered crushing losses in the past election because they thought that there was going to be a blue tidal wave.
They keep saying this.
But actually they lost a bunch of people in Congress. And there is a huge wave of conservative pro-life women
That's what I was
that will
just
be
going
going
to
to Washington.
This was the election of the conservative woman.
Yes.
It really was.
And speaking of conservative women, they are still counting votes for Claudia Tenney.
Yeah, still.
Now, the last we heard, she was in front by a mere 13 votes. This is an unofficial count. By a mere 13 votes.
But we heard that from the campaign themselves. Am I right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Now, in the media, the last time this was reported was right around Friday. Yeah, Thursday or Friday, saying that Brindisi was up.
By 113 or
no,
so.
By literally 12 or 13. I can actually bring it up. Literally, it was right around a dozen or a baker's dozen.
Okay.
It was up by.
All righty.
So we're literally you talk about razor thin.
Now, yes, and one of the things that has happened, too, is the Oneida County Board of Elections was chastised by the judge because they were not putting their stickies where they were supposed to.
Jeez.
And so they have to. They actually were supposed to solve this last week. But the judge says nope. We're going to come back on Monday. So they're going to be looking at it again today to see which votes will count and which votes will not count. Okay.
It has
been over a month.
Do the dead votes count twice? That's all I want to know.
Probably, because I think they have to come back and make sure that the machine is...
Gotcha.
has got a virus. Yeah, the voting machine has got a virus.
Yeah. Caught COVID.
It caught COVID.
I'll tell you what. People's brains.
So... If you look at all the things that are going on, you saw that spike in Michigan where at 3 o'clock in the morning there were 10,000 votes for Biden that came in. You saw the same kind of a thing basically down in Georgia. And right now it is being said that the machines are attempting to be wiped clean in Georgia. On Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend, there were people going into Dominion voting machines in Georgia changing the software. Incredible. Why would you be changing the software on a weekend on a holiday weekend,
when there's
on a Sunday,
when there's no election coming up.
Yes. Why would you be swapping out the software? Could it be because that maybe the software was coded so that it might favor one candidate over the other?
Or maybe the software had a hole in it that they were patching so it wouldn't be found.
Yeah, got to fix the patch. Yeah,
Gotta
because
fix
some of
the
the
problem.
votes fell through the hole.
That's
right?
exactly it, yeah.
In the software.
Well, I don't want to be the guy that rains on the parade, but I've got to rain on the parade a little bit, folks. The reality is that I don't think we're going to see a change. I think we need to buckle up for 4 years of at least a few years of a Biden presidency. I don't know if he's going to make it 4.
You mean the Soros presidency?
Yeah.
Because basically everybody that's coming into the cabinet is basically like some sort of either Soros handpicked kind of individual.
Puppets.
Or somebody from the masters of the universe that already knows how to control, the things that are going on social media and how to better control the press. Like you can't control them more better than they already are. You know.
And I do want to remind people that we are Christians and we are called to love one another, and that does exclude calling people who disagree with you bad names, because I've seen a lot of that, especially on social media. I don't know if you've been paying it. You're not really a social media person.
Yeah.
But it's ugly out there.
I absolutely believe it. Miss Kimmy does my social media for me, shall we say. So I'm not unaware of what goes on in social media.
I have to watch myself, because sometimes I get
know.
agitated enough.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and you would want to jump in and retort.
But, yeah, we are called to love.
Yes.
You know. That's and it's hard when you see people doing things that you know are detrimental. You know, to the they talk about COVID. They talk about. I had somebody tell me, because I'm technically against this concept that we all have to, shroud ourselves in bubble wrap and everything before we go out in public. You know what I'm saying?
Stay home from school because one kid was sick.
Yes,
everybody stays home.
I was told that I don't value public health. Well. You know something? To those same people who are out there voting for Joe Biden, you obviously don't value your freedom.
Or you don't value sanity.
Yes.
Because there are more people that are dying from suicide in many states than are dying from COVID.
Yes.
Okay? Because they see the helplessness that they're stuck in, and that society is being put in. Okay? So actually, what's worse? Okay? Living a super safe, super stupid life, or actually living a life where there's challenges that you have to overcome and go out there and actually live a real life.
I want to make it clear that COVID is it's serious. It's definitely serious. But here's the reality. We're all adults, okay? And we've been told enough times, wash your hands, okay? Stay home if you're sick.
Right.
And if there's something like this going around, if you are susceptible, if you are immunocompromised or something like that, stay home. And the fact of the matter is, provided you're not extremely remotely located, you can get your groceries delivered. You can get everything you need delivered to your home. Don't need to leave. So if you are compromised, there are ways around, going out. Plus, if you are rural, reach out to your church. Because if you can't go out to get your groceries, I bet you, and if sometimes I'm a betting man, I bet you somebody in your church would be kind enough to bring you what you need.
Yeah.
So there are adult answers that do not necessarily include shutting everything down, telling gyms they can't open, telling all these businesses, no, you must give up your livelihood.
Give up your life.
Yes.
Because a lot of people that have small businesses, they put everything they own into that business.
Yes.
And, we own our own business. And if we started this business 2 years ago, we would be out of business. We would be dead broke.
Yes.
And if this same thing happened 30 years ago, when we had 4 young children and we started our own business, I have no idea how we would manage. And I feel really sorry for anybody that is in that situation right now. If you tried to start a business a few years ago, and if you have a family and a mortgage, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine how you can do it.
And the Grinch is in town for a lot of local stuff, too, because of this. Things like we always in West Winfield had the parade of lights that happened, and that's not going to happen this year because, well, COVID. We can't have a parade where people don't touch each other.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can't have it. Cedarville Fire Department canceling their annual Christmas party parade and parade of lights on the 19th. Again, because COVID.
Yeah. So what about the value of actually having a society where we live together instead of just doing what the government said, and living apart?
Yes.
Okay.
We're all adults. Let's all use common sense. But the reality is the government is overstepping.
Absolutely. And speaking of somebody that gets to breathe free air, General Flynn was pardoned by the president. And he now
kicking,
says,
screaming, and
I breathe freedom and liberty today.
Wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Okay. Now, if you'll recall, way back when, over the summer, I think it was the late summer, but the Department of Justice actually dropped their case against Flynn, against General Flynn. But actually, the Judge Emmett G. Sullivan, did not agree, sought outside counsel, and in an unusual move, set off a round of court battles that left the case in limbo because he actually went to another judge and asked this judge to adjudicate the case instead of the Department of Justice. So you have a guy that is standing trial that is not being charged by anybody. It's actually the judge that kept the case going and would not allow the
That's what, when you get hyper-partisan, that's the only way I can put it, hyper-partisan activist judges. Okay.
So I wonder when somebody is going to take Mr. Sullivan to court and say, look, you are way out of bounds and you need to, we need Sidney Powell chasing this guy down. And actually, Sidney Powell was the one who was defending General Flynn back in the day.
Yep.
So I wonder if Trump let Flynn off just so Sidney Powell could go out and chase the election stuff down.
It's a good question. But here's the thing I did hear, which could be very interesting. I heard that Trump is talking about forming his own media company.
Oh?
Yes. I don't know if you heard about that.
I did not hear this, no.
Yes. He's talking about getting into the news business.
Ah.
That could be interesting.
That would be very interesting.
Yes.
Especially, if he does do it in 4 more years from now.
That could definitely be interesting.
I mean,
we know
that would be really cool.
He's no stranger to the spotlight.
And actually, what else would be really cool is if we're seeing all these complaints about Fox News nowadays. Now that Fox is actually, I've seen this for a while. That although liberal people say that Fox News is a really bad organization because they do conservative news reporting or something like that, but I'm like, Fox News is not really that.
They're not that.
They're not even middle of the road.
No.
They have a few people that are doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Sean Hannity, Carlson.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson.
But actually, if you watch, then I don't really see that much uber conservative kind of thing.
Yeah.
One good thing I did see on Fox that I didn't really like that program that much, but I thought it was a good thing to have, was they would do the 5.
Yep.
And there would always be somebody liberal in the 5, and usually there would be 2, at least 2.
Yep.
So you might have a 3 to 5, and you would see the liberals express their viewpoint.
Yeah.
On why they think that's good and why they think that's good, and why, which I think is a good thing.
If I remember right, the goal of the 5 was to have 2 conservative, 2 liberal, and somebody who's like flat down the middle, thinking that everybody on both sides is off the rocker. And the concept is, they could debate, what's going on. I think it's a great concept. I think it should be that way. The problem is we spend a lot of time in our own echo chambers. We really do need to hear what's going on across the spectrum.
Right.
And I tell my kids that. I said, you want to know what's going on in the news, what's going on in the world, you got to take in a little bit of Huffington Post, a little bit of Breitbart, a little bit of CNN, a little bit of Fox News. The truth lives somewhere in the middle.
Yes. And speaking of things that should be exposed, there's a movie that came out on Amazon Prime called The Plot Against the President.
I didn't hear about this.
Okay, so this movie got all sorts of people have watched it and sent out reviews. They deleted the Twitter account for the movie.
What?
No explanation, no nothing. This Twitter account opened in June and attracted 30,000 followers. It now has 95. So you see the suppression that is going on out there? What President Trump talked about? We have suppression by the media.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. We have suppression by the media. The movie debuted in October. She says Twitter is illegally allowing the theft of her intellectual property by not suspending a spoof, The Plot account that makes pirated clips available.
Mm-hmm.
So even though they suspended the account for this movie, there is an anti-movie type thing that is
living on.
Living on and twerking it,
Well, here's
that account is still going.
Two things that I've heard about social media recently. One, Facebook very recently decided, and this is what they put out there, that they were going to eliminate extreme accounts from the political spectrum, both conservative and liberal. They were literally.
I haven't
that's
heard
what they
of
claimed.
any liberal accounts that have been
me either.
deleted yet.
Me either. But that's what they came out with.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you heard about this, but some of the major brands like Starbucks, for
Right.
instance, have decided that they're not going to advertise on social media because it's so polarizing. They've decided to shift all, and you're talking about they spent millions and in some cases billions of dollars on Facebook, Twitter, and now they're shifting all that to traditional media because there's so much polarization and so much nasty talk. My son Levi, who's here working today, his Twitter account's suspended right now. He can't because he always questions people like in the LGBTQ.
Right.
They'd be talking about rights, but they're talking about things that are not rights, and he, like above your average rights, and he will bring that up. And every time he does, I can't tell you the number of times that kid's had his Twitter account suspended because he will question people.
Yeah.
You
can't ask questions.
Yeah, and it's
No questions
he
for
gets
you.
reported every time he, he tries to debate somebody.
Okay, so check this out. Miss Milnius, who was in Nevada helping out the Trump campaign, said the Trump movie is one of the most popular political documentaries on Amazon Prime. And it's based in fact and has more than 13,000 reviews. By comparison, another movie called The Trump Card had about 4,500 reviews on Amazon Prime. That's how popular this movie is. Okay, and again, it's called The Plot Against the President. So very interesting,
It is.
and it is again, another example about suppression.
Yeah,
suppression by the media.
A lot of that going on. So it is 7:34,
and the bottom of the hour weather is brought to you by the folks at Media Partners Group, 768-0277. They can take your old films, your old videotapes, your old slides, get them digitized, put onto DVD or a thumb drive or a hard drive, whatever it is that you prefer. 188 Main Street in New York Mills.
Now, your Breakfast Club weather forecast.
Hello, everyone. I am Kevin James with a quick check of your WVVC weather forecast. For today, Monday, our last day of November, it will be cloudy and windy with a good chance for rain. There is a potential for heavy rainfall as our highs will be in the low 50s. For tonight, it will be rainy and windy with lows in the mid 40s. For tomorrow, Tuesday, our first day of December, it will be windy with a chance for showers. Our highs will be in the upper 40s. For Tuesday night, evening showers will transition to just cloudy skies on the overnight. Our lows will be near 30. For the long-range outlook, as we head into December, we will see seasonable temperatures with chances for rain and snow showers. With your weather forecast, I'm Kevin James on WVVC Utica, New York.
Waking you up.
Wake up, you sleepyhead. Get up, get out of bed. See how the sun is shining.
You've got to be kidding me. It's the Breakfast Club, WVVC-FM.
If I told you dear hope that wouldn't let go. And if I told you my story, you would hear love that never gave up. And if I told you my story, you would hear life, but it wasn't mine. If I should speak, then let it be of the grace that is greater than all my sin, of when justice was served and when mercy wins, of the kindness of Jesus that draws me in. Oh, to tell you my story is to tell of Him. If I told you my story, you would hear victory over the enemy. And if I told you my story, you would hear freedom that was won for me. And if I told you my story, you would hear life overcome the grave. If I should speak, then let it be of the grace that is greater than all my sin, of when justice was served and where mercy wins, of the kindness of Jesus that draws me in. Oh, to tell you my story is to tell of Him. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. For the grace that is greater than all my sin, of when justice was served and where mercy wins, of the kindness of Jesus that draws me in. Oh, to tell you my story is to tell of the grace that is greater than all my sin, of when justice was served and where mercy wins, of the kindness of Jesus that draws me in. Oh, to tell you my story is to tell of Him. Oh, to tell you my story is to tell of Him. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long.
7:40 right now on the Breakfast Club. That is Big Daddy Weave.
Praising the Savior all the day long.
All the day long. Amen.
Which I do quite often in my day. I just interrupt and say a little thank you to God here and there.
Yes.
You know, I do like to do that every once in a while. After all, He is the only thing between me and hell.
That's true. That is true.
That saving grace.
Amen.
It wasn't anything I did.
And some of us need a slightly larger measure.
Yeah. I'm probably hogging up somebody else's grace right now.
You are a grace hog.
So, Al, I have a little bit of good news for you.
Okay. I'm all for good news.
88% of the ballots in the state's largest county in Georgia have been counted.
Wow.
Took them a month. But a Dominion server crash is delaying the recount in Georgia's Fulton County. Were we saying this about a month ago?
Can you say buying time?
It's like, listen, we keep counting until we win.
See, here's
the Democratic meme.
Here's the game. The game is that, okay, you stall, okay, to the point where it's like, well, it's awful late. We shouldn't be doing. Yeah, you really shouldn't be doing this late. I mean, it's so late. It's late.
Yeah.
Even though, you were the one dragging your heels. And now you're saying that, the other side is,
Now, something else, I heard that Sidney Powell was trying to get the footage of the security cameras in the building in Fulton County, so that, you could see if that truck arrived at 3 a.m. with all those ballots in the back of the truck, those mail-in ballots that have no crease in them, that have to be folded in order to be put into, those kind of things.
Did they
They are
hire?
not allowing it.
I figured they hired.
They're wiping the camera footage.
I was going to say, I figured they hired Hillary Clinton's, the Clinton Foundation to come and manage that. Yeah. Yes.
Somebody from Clinton's Foundation too.
Yeah, exactly. That's...
It's crazy stuff out there.
Nothing to see here. These are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, these are not the ballots you're looking for.
Oh my.
Well, we need something good to depend upon. So we can depend on the good word, and we can go into some words of wisdom.
I like them words of wisdom.
Yes, and today's words of wisdom is brought to you by the folks at NGEMS. Tony, Mark, and Julie have over 100 years of floor covering experience, and not only are they experienced in floor covering, they are also experienced in saving you money. So before you go to the big box store, check out NGEMS, 2010 Oriskany Street West, 733-0421. And today being November 30th, we are going to go to Proverbs 37. 2 things I ask of you, Lord. Do not refuse me before I die. Keep falsehood and lies from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. Otherwise I may have too much and disown you, and say, Who is the Lord? Or I may become poor and steal, and so dishonor the name of my God.
You spoke a word, life began. Told oceans where to start and where to end. You said in my
WVVC 88.1 FM.
Yeah, I know it's been a little while, but I gotta let them know. Yeah, if you ever been down, opportunity to grow. Yeah, I know you having trouble understanding it. If you trust in God, He got His hands in it. I promise He'll protect you like His lamb in it. He don't get the glory if the man did it. You gotta stand with Him. I know. Yeah. Life gets hard and it feels like it's no way out. Yeah. I promise if you just keep going, it'll all work out. Yeah. Cause that's my God. He won't let you go by fire. All you need to know right now, He gon' pick you up, give you love right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All I want isn't all I need. Give me God. Because
everything I am, I'm trading. Got my life in your hands, all my plans. Cause I'm trading what's good for me, cause you're good for me.
I know it's been a while, but I gotta tell the truth. Throwing away my old ways, something that I gotta do. I gotta get the power from the source. That's the only way to stay the course. Only putting trust up in the Lord. I know He's got His hands in it for sure. I know that He's a cure. In every situation you give me peace. Don't gotta be afraid cause you're in the lead. I know, I know, I know that I'll never be the same cause you set me free, yeah. That's my God, He won't let you go by far. All you need to know right now, He gon' pick you up, give you love right now, yeah. All I want isn't all I need. Give me God, because
everything I am, I'm trading. Got my life in your hands, all my plans. Cause I'm trading what's good for me, cause you're good for me. Everything I am, I'm trading. Got my life in your hands, all my plans. Cause I'm trading what's good for me, cause you're good for me. Everything I am, I'm trading.
And this silence is brought to you by Al's attention span. Forgetting things for 45 years.
Back to work Monday, Al.
Back to work. Back to work. All right, let's talk about on this day in history. Let's see how fast I can
what
go
happened?
through this
What
list.
happened?
Okay, 1487. All right.
1487.
1487. We're going
That
back
was
a ways.
before I was born.
The first German beer purity law. Okay.
Oh?
Yes. By Albert IV, Duke of Bavaria, stating that beer should be brewed only from 3 ingredients: water, malt, and hops.
And what were they using before? Some kind of artificial ingredient, I'll bet, that probably came over from China.
Oh, man. In 1678, Roman Catholics banned from English Parliament. 1678. So,
Roman Catholics are banned. This is one of those periods of history that is astounding because you find people killing each other, Catholics over Protestants.
Uh-huh.
And it was like really bad. It was tough in the day. And you wonder why people got in a ship.
Yeah.
Why pilgrims would get in a ship and go in the ocean for 3 months at a time just to get out of the joint.
So, Walt, what do you call a wandering nun? A Roman Catholic. Oh! In 1753, Benjamin Franklin receives the Godfrey Copley Medal on account of his curious experiments and observations on electricity. That happened on this day.
Does anybody get that medal nowadays?
No,
it burned up when the lightning bolt hit it.
In 1900, get this, a German engineer patents front-wheel drive for automobiles. 1900.
1900.
That's when, I mean, literally, that's when automobile production started, like in the U.S.
Was it snowing?
Like, whoa. In 1902, the American Old West, second in command of Butch Cassidy's Wild Bunch gang, Kid Curry Logan, sentenced to 20 years imprisonment with hard labor on this day in 1902. In 1924, get this one, the first photo facsimile transmitted across the Atlantic by radio.
Oh,
the first,
fax by radio.
The first fax happened in 1924.
Wow.
I didn't even think that was a technology that was possible in 1924. But that happened on this day. In 1928, Vladimir K. let's see if I can get this right, Zworykin, he's apparently Russian.
Vladimir.
Receives a patent on iconoscope TV.
Iconoscope.
You familiar with iconoscope?
Kind of. Yeah, it was a very early television type, and I can't remember what made it iconic.
Yeah, there you go. 1928. In 1939, the USSR invades Finland and bombs Helsinki on this day. 1939.
1939.
Yep.
Invasion of Finland shortly after the start of World War II.
Yep. In 1956, the very first use of videotape on TV. Douglas Edwards in the news.
No kidding.
Yep.
Very first use of videotape, 56.
1956.
I wonder if it was 2-inch quad.
On this day. So very good. I'll tell you what, I've seen some of those old decks, if you will, and they were about the size of 2 or 3 Coke machines side by side.
Yes. I actually, when I worked at Channel 20, I ran a 2-inch quad.
I remember those.
They needed 220 power. They needed an air compressor because it ran an air bearing for the video heads.
Wow. In 1967, Senator Eugene McCarthy announces he will run for U.S. presidency on an anti-Vietnam War platform this day in 1967. In 1971, the TV movie Brian Song airs for the first time on ABC TV. In 1979, in music history, Pink Floyd's The Wall was released. And it broke an interesting record, selling 6 million copies in 2 weeks.
Wow.
In 1979, that's pretty big. And in 1982, Thriller was released on this day, the 6th studio album by Michael Jackson. Received a Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 1984, and it became the best-selling album of all time.
And also, he spent, back in the day, I think it was over $1 million doing the music video.
Yes.
For
Thriller. That was a very it was a short film, is what it was, and John Landis directed it, and nothing like that had been done at that time.
Yeah, that's right.
Music videos were not the kind of thing that you based a film around.
Right.
That was the first of its kind, and it was something like 12 or 13 minutes long. If my memory serves me right, it was a pretty long.
Then I haven't seen the whole thing.
Yeah, it's long.
Okay.
It starts with the dating scene and all that, and then it starts in the movies, and then they go on the dating thing, and then it's very long. And the dance scene itself is very long.
Yes. Yeah, that I do remember.
I used to have it on DVD once upon a time.
Oh?
Once upon a time, because before everything went crazy with Michael Jackson, back in the 80s and everything, I did like his music. I thought he was pretty innovative. So I did, even into the 2000s, I had DVDs of the music videos because they were just so very good. We got your weather update coming up, a little bit of windy weather coming up today, and we've got your news update coming up straight ahead on The Breakfast Club.
Little hands, shoeless feet, lonely eyes looking back at me. Will we leave behind the innocent to grieve? On their
Audio Adrenaline on WVVC 88.1 FM, and a balmy start to the day at 37 degrees.
Yeah, and we're going to be on our way to the low 50s. It's going to be getting quite breezy today. Some possible showers this afternoon.
Yep, the windometer shaking a little bit out there.
Yeah, the windometer,
which is our spruce tree outside the window. For those who don't know, the windometer is shaking a bit today. It is though. Okay, we're almost to the first day of December, and there's not a lick of snow on the ground.
Yes, and we're going to be, like I said, the low 50s today. Tomorrow we'll be in the high 40s.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of rain tomorrow. And Wednesday is the day it's going to start to turn, and we become back to what's called more seasonal.
More seasonal weather.
Yes.
Your weather forecast brought to you by Forever Leather in the New Hartford Shopping Center.
Charlie Seeley and his herd of cow goods.
Yes, fresh off the hoof.
He's got jackets and coats and leather gloves and leather hats and all sorts of other good things out there. He also got sunglasses and maybe if somebody needs a new motorcycle helmet, he's got a few of those.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
You Harley riders out there.
Yeah, he's got those wallets that are hooked to you by a chain. You remember those?
So they can't walk away.
It's good stuff right there. 315-734-0922.
Now, your Breakfast Club weather forecast.
Hello, everyone. I am Kevin James with a quick check of your WVVC weather forecast. For today, Monday, our last day of November, it will be cloudy and windy with a good chance for rain. There is a potential for heavy rainfall as our highs will be in the low 50s. For tonight, it will be rainy and windy with lows in the mid 40s. For tomorrow, Tuesday, our first day of December, it will be windy with a chance for showers. Our highs will be in the upper 40s. For Tuesday night, evening showers will transition to just cloudy skies on the overnight. Our lows will be near 30. For the long-range outlook, as we head into December, we will see seasonable temperatures with chances for rain and snow showers. With your weather forecast, I'm Kevin James on WVVC Utica, New
First
York.
on your FM dial, WVVC Dolgeville, Utica, Rome. Inspo Radio 88.1 FM.
Since you felt peace in the valley you made, where you're not meant to be, where the shame throws shadows on you. But don't you forget that you're headed to more, but you settle for less. Don't buy the lie, it's as good as it gets. The same feet that left you lost and alone are the very same feet that'll bring you back home. Wherever you are, whatever you did, it's a page in your book, but it isn't the end. Your Father will meet you with arms open wide. This is where your heart belongs.
Sidewalk Prophets on WVVC 88.1 FM, 90.9 out there in Gloversville.
Yes, it's great to have a new, wonderful territory with us.
Yes.
Brand new section, Gloversville, Amsterdam, St. Johnsville. Cobleskill, yeah.
Yep, Richfield Springs area, Springfield Center.
Reaching down towards Cooperstown.
Yeah, we got a pretty nice footprint out there. It's not all the way in the Capital Region. It's kind of the area that bridges the Mohawk Valley with the Capital Region. It's a nice swath of territory out there, and it's, we're just happy to be able to bring the news and the good news to you.
Amen.
In the morning.
Amen.
It's
great
a
to have you
thing.
with us.
And hey, we'd love to hear from you too. So if you're out there in that area and you just found us, let us know. You can send me an email, WVVC Utica. That's like, we're the Valley Voice for Christ. WVVCutica.com. Yeah, at gmail.com. Or you can go to WVVCutica.com and just fill out, there's a...
you can say nice things about us there too.
Yeah, you can. We'd love to hear from you. Absolutely.
Would.
And the other thing is there's so many things being canceled because of COVID. Like I mentioned that...
fire parades.
Yeah, the
fire department parade.
The parade in West Winfield for the Parade of Lights is canceled. The one in Cedarville also canceled. If there are parades, if there are events going on or things in place of, please let us know, because we want to give people
We'd be
good
happy
news.
to share it.
We want to give people good news. And you can also call me, 315-792-9882. 315-792-9882. So let's get to the headlines there on this Monday morning.
Monday, November 30th.
Now your local headlines from the Breakfast Club.
All right, off the top, in crazy news, Whitesboro police busted a meth lab on Main Street. This was yesterday. Again, after responding to a burglary call. This is the same house as was busted back in June. The Whitesboro police chief says they found a fully operational meth lab inside the home at 56 Main Street. Police responded to the home around 3 a.m. after a neighbor called to report what she believed to be a burglary. When the police arrived, they found another person arguing with that neighbor that called 911 in the driveway of the house. Officers noticed damages to the rear door of one of the apartments. The person was detained, taken into custody. They've been charged with criminal mischief. But even bigger than that burglary, they found a fully operational meth lab there. Officers secured that scene until a search warrant could be obtained. New York State Police Contaminated Crime Scene Emergency Response Team responded to assist Whitesboro Police. Officers executed the search warrant, secured the evidence around 10 a.m. The residents, 56 Main Street, same place, like we said, that was... they executed a no-knock search warrant there in June and found the same thing. Apparently, they have not learned their lesson.
And they don't get to go back to jail?
Well, it just so happens that the person that lives there had been charged for the June incident, just recently put in jail on a bench warrant for that. So it's still going on. Investigation ongoing. Additional charges are pending. Some people don't learn. But it is National Meth Awareness Day, so they're probably just celebrating.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
We just wanted to make you aware, officer. That's all.
That's all. That's all. It's just a celebration. And a Utica man facing charges after damaging vehicles in the Oneida County Sheriff's Office parking lot after just being released from OCJ.
This is incredible.
Yes.
The guy walks out of jail and starts damaging cars right in the parking lot.
Right in the parking lot. Yeah, apparently he was angry, I guess. I don't know.
I guess.
According to Sheriff Rob Maysfield, James Yelly, 35 years old of Utica, had just been released from Oneida County Jail when he was caught by staff members damaging vehicles in the parking lot just before 9 p.m. Friday night. He damaged a total of 3 different vehicles before he was confronted by staff. During the confrontation, he spit on a staff member when he was confronted. Just unreal.
I guess he didn't get a ride home.
Apparently. He was charged with 3. Yelly was charged with 3 counts of criminal mischief in the 4th degree, all Class A misdemeanors, and 1 count of harassment in the 2nd degree, which is a violation. He was, of course, issued an appearance ticket returnable to Whitestown Town Court at an upcoming date. The vehicles belong to employees of the sheriff's office.
Is he going to damage the judge's car, too?
Bail reform laws mandated that he be released with an appearance ticket.
Oh,
because you can't hold people, you know. The sheriff says once they receive an estimate of the damages from vehicle owners, they will more than likely be upgrading the charge to felony criminal mischief. Once the damage exceeds $250, it gets upgraded to a felony. More than likely, there will be a felony charge for each of those cars.
Oh,
craziness. He said that
he must like jail. That's all I can
apparently.
say. It's like, oh, look, just put me back in there. will
Maybe
ya?
he's homeless. Maybe he doesn't have a place to go. He figures, if I damage some stuff, maybe they'll take me back.
Throw me back in there.
You know what I think the more likely instance is? I bet you that he had a problem with corrections officers inside or something and decided to target their cars when he walked out the door.
Mm.
I think that's a possibility. And again, this is just me guessing, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. Sheriff Mayfield says Yelly used an item that was in his personal property to cause the damage. His personal property, of course, given back to him when they sent him on his way.
So it'll be handy when he gets out next time.
Exactly. And in all COVID all the time news, all students at the New York Mill School District will be learning from home today. That was after a message from the district's website was posted yesterday. The message said, due to a positive case amongst one of our students, we will be closed for in-person education and will be participating in fully remote learning tomorrow, Monday, November 30th, so that's today, in order to assist the Department of Health with contact tracing. So yay, contact tracing.
Oh, they got off on Thanksgiving vacation.
Yeah.
And then the day you're supposed to go back, it's like, oh, no, we got another day off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'll bet moms and dads are pulling their hair out nowadays.
Oh, they're thrilled,
my
I'm
gosh.
sure. I'm sure. And the Gloversville Common Council on Tuesday approved their $18.08 million 2021 city budget that keeps property taxes flat while maintaining services at their current level. The 2021 budget totals approximately $18.08, down just 3% from the current year's $18.71 million budget. The budget includes anticipated revenues estimated at $16.48 million to be balanced by a $1.6 million fund balance allocation. The current year's budget featured revenues estimated at $17.14 million, anticipated use of the $1.56 billion from the city fund balance in those.
A teacher's not having to go to school very often. You would think that it would be lower.
It would be way lower, yeah. Being that, a lot of schools, or I know at least one or two, they were laying people up, especially bus drivers, because, well, if you're not picking kids up, then you got other schools who are doing split sessions who are adding bus drivers because they just don't have enough. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Your WVVC gas tracker brought to you by Big Dog Motors.
Big Dog Motors out there in Frankfurt. Todd Gookin's got everything you need to keep your wheels rolling smooth. He's got the mechanical shop. He's got the body shop. And if you happen to be in a bit of a fender bender, oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yes, he can help you out with that deductible.
Yeah.
And a lot of us could use a little help with our deductible here and there,
Absolutely. Absolutely. 315-444-9028 is the phone number. BigDogMotorsInc.com is the web address, and they're located at 4262 Acme Road in Frankfurt. Cheapest gas today, Mohawk Fuel down there on 291 is $2.11. Speedway on Commercial Drive in Greenman Ave is $2.18. Burn Dairy on Oriskany Boulevard is $2.19. Speedway on North Genesee Street, $2.19. And Kinney Drugs on Oriskany Boulevard, $2.19.
$2.19?
Yeah, and that concludes our $2.19 club for the day. Sunoco and A Plus on Kellogg Road are $2.23. Marabito on Oneida Street's $2.25. And let's see, what's the most expensive gas that's reported today? Fast Track on Genesee Street and Our Avenue is $2.38.
$2.38?
That's quite a jump right there.
That's 19 more cents than $2.19.
That's a lot of money right there. Holy cow. So what's going on outside the area, Walt?
Oh, also, Mr. Trump has, he was on Fox News Channel Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo.
Okay,
because I guess the big guys at Fox won't let him on anymore. And he talked about that we don't have freedom of the press in this country. We have suppression by the press.
We do.
Now, this is a phrase that I think I am going to be sticking with, suppression by the press and suppression by the social media. We've got more suppression that we'll be talking about in social media later on. But he said, but it's a situation by the likes of which we don't have freedom of the press in this country. We have suppression by the press. They suppress. You can't have a scandal. Nobody reports about it. This is the greatest fraud in the history of our country from an electoral standpoint.
Mhm.
I guess you could build it up bigger than an electoral stand. What's bigger from an electoral standpoint? What is bigger than this? This is the essence of our country. This is the whole ball game, and they cheated. Yeah. And one of the things he talked about by example, he said, what's going on with Hunter Biden?
Yeah.
Heard
nothing about it.
It's clearly this guy. They found his laptop. They found all sorts of stuff in it. The FBI had it for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the FBI suppressed evidence on it, and now the press won't even look into it. And on top of that, there's proof that Biden, actually was, getting money from China and Ukraine and all that other kind of stuff. But we don't want to pay attention to that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So our suppressing press from the New York Times, a little surprising thing here, they actually even said the Democrats, this is from the New York Times, saying the Democrats suffered crushing losses.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they cheated, and they still did not, no blue wave.
They were able to steal the presidency by the looks of it, but you know what? Where they failed is all those very important congressional seats. Now, the Georgia runoff
Can you imagine
yeah.
what's going on down there
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
I'll bet there's some crescent wrenches in the back of voting machines as we speak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Those software kind of crescent wrenches.
Yes, they are in. They're in trouble. I mean, we don't have enough GOP seats to take control of the House
Congress
as it stands right now.
Right.
But we do have an increase that they're not happy with.
Absolutely. And it was actually a fairly good size increase. And there was also a huge increase in conservative, pro-life women.
That's awesome.
In Congress. And hopefully our own NY22 Claudia Tenney will be joining them.
Yes.
We are hoping that Claudia Tenney will be joining us tomorrow at 8:30.
That'll be
We do
terrific.
have a tentative that she will be here tomorrow at 8:30 if she can be. But we know that there is a court situation going on, which is going to be going on today. They're picking up the trial. They were going to try to finish it last week.
Mm-hmm.
But in particular, the judge scolded the Oneida County Board of Elections for not having their votes in a row. And it wasn't the Oneida County Board of Elections that was the only ones that had a hard time. What happened was our own Emperor Andy, sometimes known in the fraudulent media as Governor Cuomo, he actually changed so many voting laws so late that it was difficult for every county board of elections to try to get everything done that was supposed to be done by the elections because Cuomo was screwing with the voting laws at a very late point in time. So because there were so many changes, they had a hard time keeping up. And apparently the judge wanted certain votes tabulated in according to certain ways, and Oneida County Board of Elections did not. Well, they were the worst because he singled them out as he was chastising because our NY22 incorporates, what is it, 6 or 7 counties?
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's part, but the thing is, a lot of them are parts of the county, like part of Herkimer County, part of Oneida. Actually, I think it's all of Oneida County, if I remember right, but also part of the Syracuse Onondaga County,
Oswego County.
Yes, there's a lot of different partial counties.
Yes,
like Binghamton. Binghamton is I'm trying to remember what county. Broome County.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a lot of parts of counties.
Right.
Yeah. So
and every county had to be represented in this court. But for whatever reason it was, Oneida County Board of Elections was the worst.
Yeah.
So they are going to be going through those votes. Now, we have heard that through unofficial channels that Claudia Tenney has a 13-vote lead.
Yeah.
And what was her lead on Election Day? 28,000?
Yeah, it was close to 30,000. Yeah.
Around 28,000 leads, and the mail-in votes. So that means, I was looking at a statistic. That means like 1 in 4 persons voted by mail.
Yeah.
In NY22. And I know of nobody that voted by mail.
No.
So to me, that sounds like another incredulous statistic in an incredulous election.
I know a lot of people who voted early. I don't know people who voted by mail. I know nobody.
Right. They voted using the absentee ballot type thing.
Yep.
Yeah. The ballot that you have to ask for.
Well, actually, they had not just that, but they also had early voting, like you could vote before election day.
Yes, that's right. Yes. I do know some people that did vote in person, early in person.
Yes. And the lines were long for early in person.
I've heard that.
Which is why you would think that they would have the numbers,
But
sooner.
that would be electronic voting. And from what I understand, it is the vote by mail ballots that they're having a real hard time.
Well, like I said, if you're like me and you just bought your house a year ago or 2 years ago, you probably were in the same boat where you got your ballot, you got the ballot for your wife, and then you got the ballot for the previous owner and the previous owner's wife and the previous owner's son. And it's like, really?
We are empty nesters.
Yeah.
We have 4 children.
Yeah.
And all 4 children got vote by mail ballots at the house.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like they have not been there. Some of them have not been there for quite a while.
And then the next question is, did they get ballots at their new residence too?
I don't know.
And that's the question.
It could be.
The reality is there was no good way to do this.
Because these vote by mail ballots were shot out all over the place. And
That's right.
So there's a lot of problems in this past election, and there are a lot of issues that are out there that really do need to be resolved. And actually, as Trump was saying, it appears, yes, this election was stolen.
Yes.
Okay? They cheated. They cheated not just one way. They cheated every way they could in order to make this election happen.
And somehow nobody's willing to look at the
I think if it was a
evidence.
really fair election, then Trump would have swept. Easily have swept through, and that is also what he's claiming.
From what I'm hearing, both candidates received more votes than Obama did in his last election.
Right.
Both candidates did.
Yep.
More.
Yeah.
How is this possible?
I know. Pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Must be Fluffy's voting this year.
Let's see. We got 70 million and 80 million, so that's 150 million. Roughly half the country voted.
Mm-hmm. Which never happens.
I know. This is one of the largest turnout elections that there has been.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
The parakeet's voting, the cats are voting, the woodchuck in the yard is voting.
Yep, your dog licked a stamp and did the mail-in vote.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. So, Michael Flynn is a free man nowadays.
I heard that.
General Flynn was pardoned by President Trump. He said, "I breathe freedom and liberty today." As you remember, he was defended by Sidney Powell. And this case is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? He was being interviewed, talked to, had a discussion with certain FBI officials when he was appointed by President Trump. And in order to find something to use on him, they invoked a rarely never used law. He agreed to plead guilty if they would leave his family alone, if the FBI would leave his family alone.
Yeah.
So they did agree to that, but then they actually, when they changed their plea agreement, so he withdrew his guilty plea. Sidney Powell steps in, starts defending him. And the whole case was basically entirely made up.
Yeah.
Okay? He wasn't really being interrogated, and he should have had a lawyer present when they were asking him these questions. But he didn't, because he just thought it was a casual conversation.
Right.
Okay? And in the course of the conversation, he said, "Yes, I did have a discussion with I think it was a Russian ambassador." And they said, "Oh, well, if you had that discussion, then we're going to use this." I forgot what the name of the law was, but it's a very rare law. It hasn't really been used. And we're going to charge you on that.
Anybody notice that Biden's cohorts are already talking to foreign heads
Oh,
of state?
Gee, what do you know?
Well, it's okay if they do it.
Isn't that illegal?
It's okay if they do it.
I mean, it certainly is. And then the case was so bad and so faked and so made up that the Department of Justice finally dropped the case. But the judge sitting on the bench, the left-wing liberal judge, said, oh, no, you know what? We're not going to drop this case. Judge Emmett Sullivan went outside and got a quote-unquote friend of the court to continue prosecuting the case.
Friend of the court.
Against a judge. So you didn't even have the people that were pressing the charges drop the charges. So now you have a friend of the court pressing the charges?
Yeah.
It's like,
how does that work?
What is this? How do you make this up? How do you start making up your own?
That's it. When you don't like when you go to court, not everybody knows how all this works, but there's usually a district attorney representing the people,
right?
And then you've got your defense attorney.
Your defense attorney.
And if the district attorney is not pursuing charges, there's no charges.
There's no charges.
Right. So how in the world does it work when a judge can say, no, we can make this up?
When the prosecution drops the charges, how do you have any charges against you?
Yeah.
I don't get this.
Yes.
I don't get this. Maybe this is something we can bring up with Claudia Tenney tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
as she also discusses how the margin of how this voting election is going on.
Yeah.
That's going to be very interesting to discuss with her.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even I can't even begin to know how that even happens.
And Trump is saying that judges are refusing to look at the ample evidence of election fraud, including big, massive dumps of extra ballots at the polls, but judges continue to reject as groundless his challenges of the November 3rd results. His legal challenges might not ever make it to the Supreme Court, and he will likely never accept the legitimacy of a win by the presumed President-elect Joseph Biden, though this would not keep Mr. Biden from assuming the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to put the evidence in, but the judges won't allow us to do it, Mr. Trump said on Fox News Channel's Sunday Morning Futures with Miss Bartolono. We have so much evidence. They stuffed the ballot box. Everyone knows it, says President Trump.
Yeah. Well, they're saying something like 3% of conservatives believe it was a fair election.
3%.
3%. Yeah.
And that is half the electorate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 47% of the electorate, that's just, canvassing the Republican voters,
Mhm.
okay, is saying that this was not a fair election.
Yeah.
That it was something screwy. And it is absolute. If you take a little bit of time and try to look, you will find that there is bukus of empirical evidence, statistical evidence that is going on. But again, the suppression of the press, they don't want to look at it.
That's right.
Which makes it very depression.
Yes. It's ridiculous.
And also, there is a movie out talking about suppression of the press. There's also suppression in social media. There's a movie called The Plot Against the President on Amazon Prime. Apparently, it became very popular, and Twitter suspended the account of this popular conservative movie. They blacklisted it for a day, an account for a popular conservative movie that tells the story of how the FBI, the news media, and the Democrats tried to bring down President Trump on false Russia allegations. Following an uproar, the site reappeared Friday morning. The Twitter account opened in June and attracted 30,000 followers.
Yeah.
It now has 95.
Because they wiped it. They wiped it. What happened is when they suspended it, they wiped the followers. So when it became live again, people had to refollow it, which means, 90. Very common practice, by the way.
Producer of the movie says Twitter is illegally allowing the theft of her intellectual property by not suspending a spoof, the Plot account that makes the pirated clips available. Miss Milnius, who is in Nevada helping the Trump campaign, said the Trump movie is one of the most popular political documentaries on Amazon Prime, based on the fact that it had more than 13,000 reviews.
Yeah.
By comparison, Trump Card, another pro-documentary, had 4,450 reviews on Amazon Prime. Twitter has actively targeted conservatives, yet left-wing groups made no such censorship complaints. For example, Twitter suspended for a while Sidney Powell, who is waging a legal campaign to reveal what she said is election fraud. Twitter has also censored real Donald Trump.
Yep.
So again, you see absolute positive evidence of
what president in our history has had their statements shut down, censored.
Yes. Or when the president was doing a press conference, they would cut away from the press conference.
Yeah.
To make their own comments as the president was still speaking.
Yeah.
They would cut away and say, "Oh, well, you know what? We don't like what they're saying, so I'm going to tell you what I think is going on."
Yeah.
You know, CNN and MSNBC have done that in the past. The depression suppression of the
yeah, it's incredible.
Media out there. It is pretty incredible. Bottom of the hour weather is brought to you by the folks at Media Partners Group. 768-0277 is their phone number. They can take your old films, your old videotapes, your old slides, put them onto a thumb drive, onto a DVD, onto a hard drive, whatever would work for you. Media Partners Group, 188 Main Street in New York Mills.
Now, your Breakfast Club weather forecast.
Hello, everyone. I am Kevin James with a quick check of your WVVC weather forecast. For today, Monday, our last day of November, it will be cloudy and windy with a good chance for rain. There is a potential for heavy rainfall as our highs will be in the low 50s. For tonight, it will be rainy and windy with lows in the mid 40s. For tomorrow, Tuesday, our first day of December, it will be windy with a chance for showers. Our highs will be in the upper 40s. For Tuesday night, evening showers will transition to just cloudy skies on the overnight. Our lows will be near 30. For the long-range outlook, as we head into December, we will see seasonable temperatures with chances for rain and snow showers. With your weather forecast, I'm Kevin James on WVVC Utica, New York.
The Breakfast Club on Inspo Radio WVVC FM.
Here I am in this familiar place again, standing on the shore of my complacency, ankle deep in love I once was swimming in. Shallowness has taken over me, but the current pulls the sand and moves my stubborn feet from the dryness of the land where the waves fell over me. Take me deep enough I can see the bottom of your heart, deep enough that I can know you're in. Take me deep enough to know that we will never be apart. When I get there, take me deeper still. Take me through the wonders of your faithfulness. Help me see the depth of my own need. Lead me to the water where your mercy is. You alone can set me free. I am covered by your grace, far away from shore, as you're taking me in places I have never been before. Take me deep enough where I can see the bottom of your heart, deep enough that I can know you're in. Take me deep enough to know that we will never be apart. When I get there, take me deeper still. I wanna drown in the water.
The Breakfast Club on Inspo Radio WVVC-FM.
Have you ever had one of those days when nothing really goes your way? Then you see it wasn't meant to. You get a new view. Yeah, yeah. Everybody has sleepless nights, lost in the worry. Will it work out alright? Feels like I'm going crazy, stressed out, praying. Yeah, yeah. I know it's not a lot. No, it's not a lot. I give you all I got. Give you all I got. I know it's true. I can count on you. I don't know the way, but you got this. Give me the faith that you got this. Even today, you got this. I know that I know that I know that you got this. Caught up in the same mistakes. You catch my fall when I fall on my face. I'm learning slowly. God, you show me. Yeah, yeah. There's a better way. There's a better way. I give you everything. Give you everything. I know it's true. I can count on you. I don't know the way, but you got this. Give me the faith that you got this. Even today, you got this. I know that I know that I know that you got this. Yeah, you got this. Give me the faith that you got this. Even today, you got this. I know that I know that I know that you got this. Breathe out, feels good. Shout it out, shout it out. Breathe in, breathe out, feels good. Yeah, just shout it out, shout it out. I don't know the way, but you got this. Give me the faith that you got this. Even today, you got this. I know that I know that I know that you got this. Yeah, you got this. Give me the faith that you got this. Even today, you got this. I know that I know that I know that you got this. I know that I know that I know that you got this. Yeah, you got this. I know that I know that I know that you got this.
Loving the outcome on WVVC 88.1 FM. I'm really falling asleep at the wheel. You know?
You got to push those buttons a little faster, Al.
Yeah.
It's Monday again.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it, Al. Not my fault.
It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. So, yeah, coming up tomorrow, we might have Claudia at 8:30, which will be pretty cool.
That's going to be an interesting discussion. How things are going on in just right here in NY22 in our own little Oneida County.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, we can discuss, what's going on in bigger circles across the country.
Yeah. I'm all eyes on Georgia right now.
Yes.
Yes.
If we lose 2 senators
Mhm.
and they have control of the Senate, that is going to be
That's going to be ugly.
Really bad.
Ugly. But I am going to say this. While I am absolutely, and you probably should too, anticipate a Joe Biden presidency.
Yes. Be prepared.
For the next 4 years, let's just all remember to love our neighbor. You know, and
Absolutely.
it might sound like I'm joking, but in reality, that's something that we've lost actually
Yes.
as a country.
Yeah.
Because there's such a political divide,
And it is going to be very hard to get it back.
Yes.
If the Senate goes Democratic, we have a
Mhm.
Democratic president and we have a Democratic Congress.
Yeah.
And
you're going to see progressive stuff making it through. Right now, if we keep the Senate, we've got a backstop. We've got two
Right.
things going in our favor. We've got a Supreme Court with a conservative majority,
right,
and we've got the Senate. Okay, so if we can keep that,
right?
Okay, the problem becomes if you lose the Senate. Okay, then you've got a Democratic House, a Democratic Senate, Democratic President, and you've got the opportunity to
and a George Soros cabinet.
You've got the opportunity to stack out the Supreme Court, and that's everybody's worry is they're going to extend the number of judges on the Supreme Court.
Not only stack out the Supreme Court, but the other fear is that we start inventing states.
Yes.
So that we have Puerto Rico become a state, Washington, D.C. become a state, and da-da-da-da. And now not only do you stack out the Supreme Court, you stack out the Senate.
And you'll notice that it's the liberal states that will be,
yes, all liberal states that will be added.
Yeah. Because I've been saying forever that New York should be 2 states. You know, and there was actually something on the table where they would separate New York, upstate and downstate. Technically, they would still be 1 state.
Right.
But they would have 2 different distinct,
there's also a while back a discussion of carving California into 4 different states.
I remember that. Yeah, you want to talk about adding, but then again, not everybody knows this. Not all California is blue.
Right.
You know, if you were to separate out Northern California, you take a look at that map. As a matter of fact, you take a look at any map. You notice, where red, you have
mostly all red.
You have swaths of red, and then you have these little dots of blue in the bigger population centers.
Yep.
And those are what make that state go blue, just like us. You take a look at New York, and you've got, Rochester, New York City, and Albany. They're little blue dots.
Right.
And then everything else is red.
Yep.
It's crazy. But the reality is, that the Democrats would love to go with a pure popular vote, which
was not the wisdom of the Founding Fathers. I mean, it is amazing how it rings true for hundreds of years and how much wisdom actually went into generating the document that made us a free country.
That's it. If you take a look at the way things are set up to work, if you go with a pure popular vote, think about the states that just wouldn't matter anymore. States like Montana.
Most of them.
Yeah. States like the Dakotas.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't have enough population to matter.
Right.
This actually makes it so that every state has a voice.
L.A., New York, Chicago, and Miami. That's it.
That's it.
You win the election.
Los Angeles County. Not even the state of California. Los Angeles County, New York State, and one other. Pick one. Florida.
Yeah, like Chicago.
Chicago. That's all. That's all you need.
There you go.
That's all you need. You're done.
Yep.
And that's. I don't care what anybody says. They're like, yeah, but that's where the majority of the population is. Yeah, everybody in the country does not necessarily think the same, and the needs in New York versus the needs in Montana are
different.
They're different.
Yep.
So it is. There was wisdom in setting this up, and we need to leave it alone.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's 8:43 right now on The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
We have Dave from Sidewalk Prophets on the phone. I love that you're the Breakfast Club, man. I don't know which character I would be in the Breakfast Club, but I'm excited to be a part of it.
On Inspo Radio, WVVC-FM.
Take one breath and then take another. Lead the way, God.
It's Mallory Hope right there on WVVC 88.1 FM, 847 on the Breakfast Club. And the sun is coming up. It's a little cloudy, a little windy.
Yeah, we're going to be in the low 50s today. We're going to have some breeze kicking in, some showers this afternoon. I don't know if you saw on the weather radar that we had there, but there is some green goo.
Got some goo coming in.
Coming in
from the southwest.
Looks like it'll be coming in later on today.
Yeah, they say that it's going to be a little on the rainy side.
Yes, and windy.
Yes, so keep a firm two-hand, grip on that wheel.
Two-hand grip on the wheel as you're driving that vehicle down the road because it might start getting pushed off the lane.
Might get a little messy right there. So, a reminder that we are listener-supported.
Yes, we are. We need you.
We do.
We need you.
We do.
And even all those new people out there in the Amsterdam, St. Johnsville, Gloversville area.
Yes. We definitely could use your help. We are listener-supported, so without you, there is no us.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can help us out by going to WVVCutica.com, and I'll put a big donate button up there.
Right toward the top of the page.
Yes.
You click donate.
And you can click on that, and you could perhaps subscribe to a monthly donation where you put in $10, $20, $50 a month, something like that.
That would be awesome.
That would be great. You could do a one-time donation.
Yes.
Whatever you feel inclined to do.
And if you like those paper checks, you can also send us one. WVVC 1017 Higbee Road, New Hartford, New York, 13413, and that address is also on the website.
And if you also like, you could have a C-130 full of cash.
Yeah.
Flown to Griffiths Air Force Base or an airport of your choice.
There you go.
And Al and I will help you unload it.
Yeah, absolutely. And tomorrow...
Maybe President Obama would show up to help us unload it, too.
Oh, boy. So, also tomorrow, we might be, it's a maybe, having Claudia at 8:30.
Yes.
And I do hope she stops by, because, man, do we have some questions for her.
Oh, yeah. We're going to find out about what's going on with this election fraud that is going on all over the place, perhaps even here in NY22.
Don't make me silence you, Walt. You say election fraud. That is disputed.
Oh, it's disputed. Yeah, there's no evidence.
No evidence.
Unless you look underneath
or look straight ahead, clearly.
Yeah. With a vision that is not slanted.
Don't even need spectacles to see that. Spectacles?
It is a spectacle.
It is a spectacle.
The depression of the press.
All right, so it is 8:50 right now, and it's pretty much time for us to wrap up our day.
Yeah, we're going to be wrapping up our broadcast day, but before we do wrap up our broadcast day, we do want to leave you with a good word. And the good word of the day is brought to you by the good folks at NGEMS. NGEMS, since 1917, they have over 100 years of floor covering experience, and not only are they experts in floor covering, they're also experts in saving you money. So Tony, Mark, and Julie down there at NGEMS at 2010 Oriskany Street West, 733-0421. And today's good word is brought to you from Ephesians 5:11 through 12. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. It is shameful even to mention what the disobedient do in secret. Sounds like they were talking about election fraud back then.
It kind of does, yeah. All right, folks.
Okay, everybody, take care. We will see you tomorrow, bright and early, here on the Breakfast Club.
Take care, everyone.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
The Breakfast Club, WVVC 88.1 FM.
Lord, I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart.